So basically, he dated this girl. She had just been in a 5-year relationship. She left that 5-year relationship for absolutely no good reason, just the simple fact that she wanted to go and explore. She felt like maybe she was settling. She broke off an engagement with a great guy. She even said it herself, like there was nothing wrong. He was a great guy, but she felt like maybe there was something more out there and she hadn't had the chance to really date, and she wanted to have her fun and find herself, you know, like the same excuses that every girl uses. So this gentleman starts dating her. And he really likes her. She plays the good girl, innocent card. I told her from the beginning, I was like, this is a huge red flag. It turns out that she was dating both of them at the same time. She still had the door open with her ex, and she was dating this gentleman. She was obviously not telling either party about it. So she wanted to have her fun. She wanted to have her cake and eat it too. So she kept that door open. Fast forward, her and her ex don't work out. Also, this gentleman and her don't work out because he gets sick of her BS and he finally lets it go. So at that point now she has nobody. She's clinging onto this gentleman and she really wants to make things work. And he's kind of over it at this point because he's figured her out and he knows that there's no future with this girl.
Yes, my friends, yes. Classic story. Why do women leave good men? Listen, this is female nature at its finest. And unfortunately, it's part of her biology. One thing about understanding female nature is, as men, we're the more romantic ones. We're the ones that have to be romantic. Women don't have to be romantic. We're the ones that actually love women for who they are. Not necessarily for what they can offer us, but for who they are. We want to understand and we want to appreciate the fact that this woman is pure. This woman has my best intention in mind because I am here to give her the ultimate gift, which is to protect and provide for her. I'm here to lay down my life for her, so to speak. All she has to do is show loyalty. But men have to understand that that's not how a female's brain works. A woman's brain is simply operating on one freaking biological imperative. Have I gotten the best man? That's it. That's it. All right, my friends, like this video on the way in. This is what we're going to discuss today. Why do women leave good men? Why do nice guys finish last? And listen, you've heard this story many times before, but I have some deeper insights that we want to dive into. So stick around, my friends. It's going to be another lesson from the older man. So subscribe, book a session. If you ever need any help in your relationship, business, social media, your YouTube channel, listen, I have a wealth of knowledge from almost 60 years of being on this earth, and I'm here to share it with you. All you have to do is ask. That's it. All right, pick up one of my digital products. My friends, digital products are the best way to invest in your future, okay? Whether you're creating content with it or whether you're repurposing it and reselling it or creating it on your own, it's one of the lowest investments to make, but also provides you with one of the highest return. Why? Because more and more and more and more people are consuming digital content. It's as simple as that. Whether it's a YouTube channel, Instagram channel, TikTok channel, whether it's an ad online, whether it's a product, a PDF file, or watching an ad on any of these platforms, it's all digital. If you want to get in, the easiest way to make money, because all you have to do is produce it one time and you can repurpose that information over and over without any extra costs. That's it. Simple. That's why I always encourage you guys, pick up some digital content. Over 8,500 of them I have available for you, from ebooks. I even provide you with full website templates that you can easily just use. Yeah, 8,500 pieces of digital content. So now that that's over, I want to talk about why is it that women are designed like this. I'll give you an example. You ever watch your girlfriend shop? She will walk into a store to buy one item, right? And let's just say, hypothetically, she wanted a pair of shoes. She needs a pair of shoes, okay? She wants a new pair of shoes to go out to this new event. She will go to one store and she will see that pair of shoes that she actually likes. Now, will she buy it? Knowing that there are 15 other stores in the mall that she hasn't seen the best pair of shoes yet. She don't buy that one that she liked. she has to look at her options. And she will walk through to all 15 of those freaking stores to make sure that she's getting the shoe that she ultimately likes. And she will spend hours and hours in that store. She went in for one pair of shoe, one freaking pair of shoe. And she will try on around 50 different pairs of shoes. And usually she comes back to that one original shoe that she liked after going through that entire freaking process of all 15 stores. So if you want to really understand the whole phase of a woman, that's the woman walking through the entire store, trying on those other shoes to ultimately realize, you know what, the best shoe I had found, the one I had seen originally. But the only difference between the shoe and life is that she never thought that as she was going through, jumping from one man to the next, that she was losing value. Her SMV, her sexual marketplace value, was dropping. So by the time she came back to buy that original shoe, that shoe is now more valuable. That man that she had left, he became a higher value man. And now he's looking at her old ass saying, yeah, you've been beaten up. You got 2 kids by Pookie and Ray Ray. These men don't even want to marry. These men didn't want to marry you, and now you're running back to me? No, thank you. I'm not interested. I'm more interested in a younger version of yourself. That's the woman's pathology. And so, gentlemen, this is what you're seeing when these women do these so-called whole phases.
Well, this girl was the type of girl that she wanted to get married and she wanted to have kids and all that stuff. Fast forward, they remained friends, the gentleman and this woman. 5 years later, she still has not been able to find a good guy. The ex that she was engaged to moved on and he's happy, and her, 5 years later, she has been dating, still hasn't been able to find a good guy to lock it down with. She admits to this gentleman that her biggest regret is letting that guy go, is letting the guy that she was engaged to go. What has she gotten from this? In the last 5 years, she's been dating, sleeping around, causing trauma to herself. Now she's in her 30s and her time is ticking, and she wanted the marriage, she wanted the kids. She blew up her life just to go and explore and have fun. And guess what? It came back to bite her in the ass, because now that she really, really wants to settle down, nobody wants her. So now she's in this mentality where I see a lot of women online posting saying that, oh, I'm happy single and yeah, I don't want kids. So she's pretending, of course, she's playing the whole card of she's happy single and alone and it's her choice. But we all know the background story, and this is how women end up, because they pass up on a good guy to go and explore and have fun and whatever, and then they end up single, alone, no kids, and then they pretend like it was their choice, which it wasn't.
Yeah. She went to the store to buy that one pair of shoe. She did it when she was young. There were 15, 20 other shoe stores in that mall. She ran around to all of them trying on different pairs of shoes, not realizing that her value was dropping in each and every one of those stores that she went into. Now, when she came back to this one store that was perfect for her in the beginning, it's no longer there. Somebody else bought that shoe.
I'm not sure if many people are able to understand this, but women leave relationships because they're not happy with themselves. And when they're not happy with themselves, they will always find flaws in other people, pick at it, and start problems. Like, understand, you could be the best guy, you could be perfect, and she's still gonna leave because she has these endless voids that she needs to take care of. So are you gonna let her leave you and have her take care of them and then come back? Or are you gonna try to convince her of something that you already know, that you're good enough, right? Like, if you're good enough, you don't have to tell her, but you have to understand, when people leave you, it is not personal. And if it is, you already know what to do. One-on-one coaching and bye.
Taking relationship and life advice from a young woman is not the best thing to do. In reality, she's right on one simple point, but I already explained the reason why women leave good men, especially early in life. Woman will always leave the man simply because she thinks she can do better. That's it. It's as simple as that. If a woman thinks that she's gotten the best possible deal that she could get, she's going to stay with you, my friend. she's going to be with you. So as a man, your responsibility is to make her realize, and I know this sounds shitty, but you have to make her realize reality of her worth. And I know this is going to rub the woman the wrong way, but the problem we have in today's society is too many women really think that they are all that. You almost got to remind her as a man, as a husband, you got to say to her, listen, babes, there's not a lot of men out there looking for 40-year-olds. That's a reality. If you think you can do better, by all means, go ahead. But you know what? Take a look at a few of these TikTok videos, and that will scare her into reality. You literally almost have to be an asshole and show her who she actually is. I know. It sounds bad. I know it sounds bad. It's almost like saying to a woman, you got to put her down in order to protect her, right? But that's not putting her down. That's making her see reality. That's waking her up to reality. I say to my wife all the time, I said, listen, if you want to see the dangers of making a stupid mistake at age 55, where a lot of women are filing for divorce, take a look at these videos. And there are tons of videos up there of women in their 40s and 50s. You've seen many of them. If you're in the red pill space, you've seen many of those videos on TikTok. See a lot of these freaking 40, 50-year-old women up there about, oh, story times, dating times. Oh, I went on a date today, and oh my God, it was such a disaster. It was such a... These are freaking almost grandmothers talking about story time and my dating chronicles. Acting like they're freaking 20-year-old teenagers. Yeah, this is the kind of shit teenagers and young 20-year-olds talk about. You watching your grandmother out there talking about story time, oh, dating chronicles. Yeah, I was out with this guy. He was probably in his late 60s. And, you know, oh my God. And I'm watching this going, is this a 55-year-old woman talking about dating chronicles? Oh, I got to find one for you, just for the joke of it.
What's it like dating in your 50s? I would compare it to pushing your tray down the cafeteria line. You know you got to pick something, but nothing looks good.
Dating over 50, this just happened, and I am upset about it. You know, I will tell y'all what just happened. So basically, Mr. GK and I had a date planned for this Friday. And, you know, we went to lunch on Tuesday, which we've actually been doing that every week, and it was fun, you know, whatever. But I have been getting some, like, I don't know, intuitive hits of things that aren't lining up. I don't know. I can't really explain it.
Divorcing in your 50s? Here's what you need to know about dating in our demographic. You've been warned. I'm 53 years old. I was married for 24 years, and I've been on my own for the last couple of years. I'm not on the dating apps now. I'm not actively dating. I'm in a relationship, but I've managed to collect enough dating stories that you would think that I dated for 20 years.
This is for all my single friends over 50. Why do you think it's so difficult to find companionship at our age? It's tough. I didn't think it was going to be this difficult to ever find someone just to share the simple pleasures of life. But man, it's crazy out there. Whether you use a dating app, I know meeting someone through another friend, that doesn't always end up too good when it doesn't work out. I don't know. Maybe we've got to figure this code out. Are we wanting too much? Are we expecting too much? I know that I'm not. I mean, at this time in our lives, most of us have our own dwellings, jobs. Obviously, we're supporting ourselves. We took all the filling out of the pie. So it should just be fun, companionship, laughter, and yet it's stupid how difficult it is.
So I'm watching this video of this woman who's talking about the fact that she wants to leave her husband, not because he's a bad guy. He does not hit her. He's not mean to her. He's not cruel. As far as I can tell from what she has said in the video, he's a good guy. She calls him a good guy. She goes on to say that she literally spends all day, every day in bed because that is the only way she can stop herself from picking her husband apart. She is so certain that she wants out of this marriage with this good man that she tells him she wants a divorce. And what does this man say? This man who she has been pretty vile towards, this man who she lays in bed to avoid. He says he wants to work it out. He doesn't want her to go. She says the only thing he does wrong is that he's lazy and he doesn't put in effort, which is incredible to me because at the same token, she herself says she just lays in bed all day. And when she's out of the bed, she is nasty to him. This is the world that we're living in now. So, women come on here and they say things to me that honestly don't bother me. It's more of a reflection of yourself, in my opinion. But I think the root of this is that women are living in this narrative, if you will, that whatever you feel is your truth. If you feel like you're upset, don't put in work. You shouldn't have to do that. You should have a perfect life where nothing is wrong. Your husband should be perfect. Your husband should go above and beyond constantly, even when you put in zero effort. Your husband should compensate. He should provide. He should protect. He should compensate for your shortcomings. He should be the one who wants to work it out and picks you up when you're down. He should literally be the end-all be-all. And he should require nothing from you.
So if you have a woman like this, understand that she's going through exactly what I described at the beginning of the video. She feels that she could do better. If it is truthful that the man is lazy, she has every right to say that, even though she's lazy herself. The worst part of this relationship, as she described it, is that the man isn't showing the woman that he's putting in maximum effort for her to feel that she's got the best man working for her. Because every woman wants to feel like she got the best man working for her. She needs to extract as much resources from this man because her friends have husbands who work harder than her husband and they're getting rewarded much better. In other words, her punani isn't drawing as much reward from her husband as her friend's punani. And I said it like that just to get you to wake up, right? But a female's sexuality is her primary resource. And every woman feels that her sexuality is able to suck the maximum amount of resources from that man. But ladies, what you have to understand, if you want maximum results from your man, you have to actually keep him primed. You have to inspire him. You have to entice him. You have to make him feel that I am putting in this work because I got a good woman who's contributing back to our family. But if the woman is lazy and she's not inspiring the man, you pretty much just got two lazy people. One's not inspired to work and the other one is just miserable. So she's going to make him miserable. One of the reasons why we say happy wife, happy life is because if that wife is not happy, she's going to make sure that everyone around her in her circle is also unhappy. Not that it's supposed to cater to women. That's how women want you to think. Must always keep her happy. So it's almost like a blackmail. Keep me happy, or I will make you unhappy, or I will leave. Keep feeding me that dopamine. I need the purse. I need the trips. I need my nails done. I need my hair. I need my this. I need. Because she's not happy with herself. That's when it's time for you to actually sit your wife down and say, listen, this is what you're doing. I recognize these symptoms. You either do something about it or I'm out. You have to do that. Otherwise, you're going to live a life of misery. You need to convince her that she needs to be happy with herself. You need to tell her, stop comparing yourself to all your other friends online. Stop doing so much social media because you're not inspired to do much more. And I'm hoping that you picked a woman that has some sense of reason behind her. I think the majority of you gentlemen actually marry good women, but during the course of the marriage, You let them slide. You make them get comfortable. Because a lot of women will think, okay, now I got him. I don't have to work that hard anymore. I don't have to take care of my body. I don't have to cook. I don't have to do shit. I got him now. You always have to make your woman feel that there is a possibility that she's going to lose what she has all the time. You always have to make them feel there's that small sense of shit. I could lose my man. Because if she feels too comfortable all the time, she takes it for granted.
It is easier to date a fraud than it is to date a real one. I've been together with my man now for going on about 5 years. And when I tell you that is a good man, that is a good man. However, can I keep it a buck with y'all? Because you know my honesty is all I have. Good men are not perfect men. I don't say that as a diss to any man.
Oh, Jesus. If a good man isn't a perfect man, then a bad man or a medium good man or an excellent man isn't a good man either. Is it? In other words, there's no such thing as a perfect man. Please get that shit out of your head. There is no such thing as a perfect human being. Every single individual has flaws. Every single human being, every single organism has flaws. And the thing is with this one, as she puts on her mask to insinuate that he's not perfect. In the meantime, portraying this holier than thou effect that he's not perfect. And the reason I know that is because I am perfect. Because listen, lady, the only way that you can determine that someone is not perfect is because you're better than them. Now ask yourself, are you perfect? Most women don't ask themselves that question. It's always the man isn't perfect. He isn't perfect. But me, of course, there's nothing wrong with me. This is the covert narcissism that we see in today's modern woman. That they can get online and talk about the man they've been with for freaking 5 years, half a decade, and just simply say, he's not perfect. Let me hear what else she has to say. But he's a good man.
To any good man, to my man, I say it as a reality check for the babes. Because when I first started dating him, which was like no time at all, but it was 5 years ago, and that was my first relationship. I had been in situationships, but nothing serious. It wasn't his first. So I would make comments like, you are literally so perfect. And this is like 1 year into our relationship. And I noticed that he'd always snicker to himself and be like, I'm not perfect. At first I was like, what in the self-sabotage? I said, this is a compliment, baby. Take it. He'd always just like laugh it off or whatever and just be like, I'm telling you, I'm not perfect, but thank you though.
You see, she's trying to convince the man, what? That he should be a narcissist? The man's a humble man. That in its essence shows that he's a well-grounded, good man. She needs to acknowledge that that is also her position. He's not going to say, yeah, I'm perfect. No. He said, no, I'm not perfect. Why would he then set her expectations way up there to then disappoint her? The idea is, I'm a humble guy. I will make mistakes.
It wasn't until later on in the relationship that I understood why he did that. This was probably like almost 2 years in, and I had a little bit of a reality check where I was like, oh, this man isn't perfect. However, the very thing he was trying to avoid, I had fallen into of expecting perfection. So when he was a human, I was so shocked and taken aback. And he was like, but I told you I wasn't. And you having this standard of expectation of me allows me no room to be human. And I was like, oh my freaking days. 2, a good man will require you to be a good woman. And that won't always be easy. We ain't always as perfect as we think we are. It's a shock to me. But when you're with a man that requires you to be held accountable for your actions, or to apologize when you were wrong, or to notice that you played a part in it just like he did, that the good woman in you will be tested just a little bit. And last but not least, a good man will not always be easy to date or be married to. And I'm not even talking about the fact that sometimes they're going to piss you off because that's what comes with being in a relationship. No, I'm talking about the fact that it is a lot easier to date a fraud than it is to date a real one. Because a real man will be real with you and showing you his flaws. And he'll be vulnerable with you. And he'll tell you when he's not feeling the strongest or the manliest. And you also, as a good woman and the right partner for a good man, have to kind of be ready to not abuse that. But we're not ready for that conversation yet.
Yeah, the conversation that you should be prepared to have with yourself is that Yeah, you're not perfect. Have that conversation with yourself. And you should ask your boyfriend, let me know how I can improve. That's how great relationships flourish.
Never feel guilty for having to walk away from the good guy. Just because he's a good guy, just because he's a gentleman, just because he treats you well, just because he's generous, just because he's successful and he's nice and all of those things, that's not a reason alone to choose him. He could be a good guy, but that doesn't mean that he is good enough for you. That doesn't mean that he is right for you, and you should not have to compromise on your standards or your non-negotiables because he's a good guy. Men should already be good men. They should already have character traits that are suitable for your relationship. They should already be chivalrous. They should already be generous. They should already have success in their life. They should already have these characteristics as a decent human being. That is not a reason to choose him. And we really need to stop putting these men on a pedestal because they're nice, because they're good men, because they're generous. Like, they should already be that way.
Seriously, some women shouldn't have a platform to talk on. So what is it that you would want besides a good man? Please, by all means, enlighten us on what is the better option than a good man. I will wait for you to tell me that, because there's only one step up from that good man, and that's an excellent man. What does that man look like? The excellent man. So it's either you deserve an excellent man or you deserve a lesser man. This is the same this is exactly what I'm talking about, my friends. She goes to the mall to buy a pair of shoes. She sees the perfect shoes, the good shoes. But no, because she knows that there are 15 other stores in there, she's going to want to try on all the other shoes because she thinks that she's missing out on the best shoe. Gentlemen, you can't make this shit up.
What defines being a nice guy versus being a good man?
Oh, I can't stand nice guys.
What?
Can't.
What's the difference?
They're people pleasers to me. When I hear nice guy, and remember, you have to remember how I associate to the word nice. Nice means you want to make other people happy. Nice means you are walked over easily. I feel like nice guys finish last because they're always putting everyone else before them.
Heard.
Whereas a good man,
he stands 10 toes down.
He stands 10 toes down.
Yeah.
I respect a good man. I don't necessarily respect a nice guy. They gonna come for me on that one.
It's gonna be a lot of hurt people in the comments.
Wow. I see what she's talking about, but I don't think we should allocate such a negative connotation to the word nice. Because a nice guy doesn't necessarily simp. Because a nice guy is just a guy who's going to do the right thing. That's it. A simp, the guy who does everything with nothing reciprocated, without expecting anything in return, always trying to please you. That is the word I would exchange for nice. A nice guy is just someone who says, hey, you know what? I don't have a problem helping you out. Don't take advantage of me, but hey, I don't mind helping you out. A simp? Yeah, sure, I'll help you out. No problem, no problem. I'll get that for you. Hey, you want anything else? Hey, I'll do it. That is the simp. Expects nothing in return, and he just gives. Let me know if I'm wrong. Let me know if I got that right, guys.
No one tells you this about why a woman leaves you, but at the end of the day, a woman leaves you simply because she thinks she could do better than you. I know it's harsh, but at the end of the day, it's true. Think about it. No matter how much excuses she gives you, how much, oh yeah, it's because of this, it's because of that, it's because the timing's not right. Then you sit there and try to reason with her. Oh no, it's because let's just try to work it out. Let's try to do this. Let's try to do that. At the end of the day, a woman will not stay with a man if she thinks that she has a better chance at attracting someone who she views as better than that man. Because if she really believed that that man is really her best option, she would be all over him and she's not going to show any signs of wanting to leave.
Yeah, brother said it 100%. I've said it. He's said it. Reality of it is, if a woman feels that she has reached the best that she can do based on her sexual marketplace value, she will stick with you. But you always have to be convincing her that this is as good as she's going to get. And gentlemen, you should always make her feel that she's getting the best choice. Take care of your body, take care of your health, take care of your money as you get older. You should also be encouraging her, teaching her to be better as well. But always be one step above her. You have to. Otherwise, hypergamy. She thinks that she could do better. because her influences are coming from an external area. She's watching her friends. Her friends are influencing her. Social media is influencing her. Mainstream media, the whole feminist push is influencing her. You're the queen, girl. You're the best. You're the boss. You're the this. You're amazing. You're the princess. You're the queen. Every freaking day that's being pumped into her head. So she honestly feels that she's better than you. There's nothing else to it, bro.
There's one guy that was too nice for me. And like it was the wrong place, wrong time. It was one of those, you know what I mean? That I wasn't in the state of mind to receive.
So when he was too nice, what did you do?
I guess shut him down. You know what I mean? Like I just shut him down. Because it made me, my issue was the more like you give to me, the more I feel like I owe you something. So when a person is so giving and I'm not ready to receive it, it makes me feel emotionally responsible for them. You know what I mean? Because they're doing XYZ for me, I have to be doing this, you know what I mean? And I have to be giving them that. And sometimes people just give to give. It's not a game of like give and take, but I find it really hard to not give back if someone is giving me something, you know? And because I was in a place where I couldn't give, but I was receiving, I felt almost sorry for the guy. You know what I mean? And then I felt emotionally responsible because he deserved better, but I couldn't give him better. You get me?
But do you think he deserves better?
I think he did deserve better for how nice he was.
Like, for me, this whole nice thing,
Nice is, I'll break down the nice. A lot of quality time when he doesn't have a lot of time. A lot of resources put on me. A lot of protection and attention, remembering every single thing from like the smallest of details, which is a huge thing for me because
that's beautiful.
I tend to think guys don't remember anything. Like they just don't listen. Guys are so forgetful. So he actually ticked every single box. Just didn't feel right. But, and also he's a bit too controlling too soon. But everything else he ticked.
This man gave her money, energy, attention, and time. She just named them all out. And she felt that she couldn't give anything back. That's why, gentlemen, you got to hold back a little bit. You overpaid to this woman. You inflated her value. So now all of a sudden she's out of pocket. And listen, these are good types of women because good women will want to reciprocate, give you something back. But she was not prepared to give you that ultimate thing, her body or her womb. So she had nothing else to give you. I hope you guys understood that. I've seen this happen many times before.
After you actually lose a good man, let me tell you the aftermath. Before you choose to lose this good man, you will try to find a man equivalent to the man you're with. And you will think that you could find better. But when you actually put yourself out there, you'll realize that there is no man left right now. And every man will try to use you for a certain thing. And you will look for that man that you left in other men. You will regret that man to the core because you'll realize that there is no good people out there and nobody loved you as much as that man loved you. And after that, you will try to go back to that good man, only to realize that that good man doesn't want you. And he actually found a good girl. If you have someone good in your life, cherish them. Don't think you could replace them.
This is so true. Most women found that perfect shoe. What do? They end up shopping around and they're looking for the same characteristics in that shoe that they first saw. They will start comparing other men to that good shoe, that first one that she had. But her instincts tells her, let me shop around to see if there's anything better. But what is she doing? She's comparing to the good shoe that she saw or she experienced or the good man that she initially had. But here's the shitty part. When she ripped the heart of that good man out on her quest to find a better shoe, by the time she comes back to the good man, that man isn't the same man that she left. That is now a changed man. She changed him. So ladies, be careful when you have something good and you rip it apart, thinking you're going to go somewhere else and find a better one, you're not going to come back to the same person that you left. Because if you hurt him, if you ripped his heart out, he's not going to have the same freaking personality and heart which you left, my friend. So understand that simple point. So the moral of this particular video, when you find a good man who treats you well, who wants to build with you, stick with that man. Buy the damn shoe. You like it. It's a good shoe. It fits you well. It's comfortable. It's a classic. It's going to last you a long time. Take that shoe and get out of the store. Enjoy your shoe. Subscribe, my friends. Like this video on the way out. Please book a session if you need any help on your relationships or anything else in life. Okay? Pick up my digital products. And of course, check in the description of this video. You'll see a lot of cool offers. Of course, sign the petition where I'm trying to get men around the world for mandatory DNA confirmation upon birth. Every man deserves to know that the child that he's going to raise is his. Okay? So sign the petition. So my friends, until tomorrow, remember, whenever in doubt, always ask an older man. I'll see you soon. Cheers.